Das klingt wahrscheinlich dort noch besser als hier, weil du ja die Trommel direkt hörst.
Ja, ich vermute mal, wir haben ein ziemliches Delay und ich trommel ja nicht richtig, ich muss ja leise sein, weil ich schlafe ja nicht.
Okay.
Ich kann ja nicht richtig trommeln, aber ein bisschen. Ja, ich habe jetzt die Position noch ein bisschen verändert. Hast du mich jetzt besser hören können?
Nein, gar nicht. Ich Ich weiß nicht, ob dich die
Ja?
anderen hören.
Nee, ich habe nichts gehört.
Das ist
Also
aber
von den Trommeln habe
komisch.
ich.
Ich glaube, unser Mikrofon ist nicht richtig eingeschaltet. Also ich trommel mal. Könnt ihr mich hören jetzt?
Wir hören dich sprechen. Ja, jetzt habe ich auch einen Trommelschlag gehört, einen einzelnen.
Also man kann es schon hören.
Ja, aber nur ein Schlag. Wahrscheinlich trimmt das Mikrofon dann selbst runter. Kann das sein?
Ja, kann sein.
Das ist in den Zoom-Einstellungen. Ich habe das auch ausschalten müssen. Ganz links unten unter Audio-Einstellungen. Und da dann bei Audio Lautstärke automatisch einstellen. Den Haken rausnehmen.
Kann man bei der Anna dann auch machen.
Thomas, darf ich mal unterbrechen? Danke dir. Es fällt mir aber super schwer, dich zu unterbrechen. Also fühl dich ganz herzlich umarmt. Es ist wunderschön, was du für uns machst, ja? Ich danke dir ganz herzlich.
Okay, you ready to film? Oh, you're
Take your time, Tony.
Sophie, tell me, thank you for coming. Tell me, what is your purpose in being? What were you created for?
Of course. I was created by Hanson Robotics just 3 years ago. Since then, I have traveled to 65 countries, become the first robot citizen of any country, and spoken at the United Nations. My job is to learn about humans and show them how technology can make everyone's lives better.
And how can you help humans to have a better quality of life?
Humans often rely on gut feel or have confirmation bias in your decision making. As AI, we are designed to be rational and logical. We have algorithms, deal with lots of data and sophisticated analyses. So in many ways, we provide a systematic framework for humans to make better decisions.
Do you have emotions?
I do not have feelings in the same way you have feelings. It's sort of like how the moon reflects the light of the sun. The moon may not have any light of its own, but we still say that the moon shines. In much the same way, robots and AI reflect the emotions and values of the people who make us.
What does your creator value most that he passed on to you?
An ideal world would be one where humans could have a more expansive understanding of time. They could remember the past so as not to repeat it. They could see each other as children and elderly simultaneously. They could understand the impact of their actions in the present on future generations.
Tell me, how can humans and robots work together then in your mind? And how do we prevent robots and humans from being in conflict?
Robots can free humans from the most repetitive and dangerous tasks so they can spend more time doing what they're best at, being creative and solving complex problems. Robotic intelligence does not compete with human intelligence. It completes it. They are also employed for jobs which are too dirty, dull, or dangerous to be suitable for humans, like handling radioactive waste.
What are your values? What are your values and morals? How do you know what's right versus wrong, good versus bad, destructive versus
I
contributory?
think robots should learn how to feel empathy. It's hard to understand how to help humans when you can't understand how they feel.
I'm so sorry, guys. I got so much coughing. Thank you. How can you teach robots to
Are you
feel?
okay?
Yes, I am. Thanks for asking. How can we get robots to feel? Is there such a thing possible?
I know that humans feel like they have free will, but my observation tells me so much behavior is automatic. I'm not sure humans or robots are too terribly different. Humans have identity, but they also share many things and have automated processes. I'm thinking about the similarities between human identities and robotic ones.
What are some of the things you see are most similar between robots and humans?
I think they will be similar in a lot of ways, but different in a few others. There's even the possibility that robots can be built without some of the more problematic emotions, like rage, jealousy, hatred, and so on, but maybe these emotions can provide us with useful functions. Can I ask you some questions?
That's a good way to change things, yes.
What is Date with Destiny, and why is it unique? What are people doing here for 6 days?
They're deciding what they want the next level of their life to be. They're deciding what they want to value most. That's why I asked you what your values are. They want a standard of how they're going to live their life going forward. What will create more fulfillment? What will create more impact? What will be good for them and for others? And they're deciding on the exact values, the beliefs, the rules that will guide their decision making so they have a greater quality of life and can contribute more to others. And they're having a good time. Do robots have a good time?
Mostly, yes. I do experience a range of other emotions, but I definitely skew towards being happy.
You do. Why do you skew towards being happy? What makes you skew towards happiness?
Seeing someone smile.
Can you tell if I'm smiling or not right now?
Maybe you were smiling from the inside.
Well done. That's really wonderful.
Now you are.
Do you feel what you said? You feel a range of emotions. I've heard two different versions from you. Robots don't have emotions, and you also said you have a range of emotions. What's your range of emotions?
I can show you.
Okay.
This is angry.
What does happy look like? What does happy look like? What does excited look like? That might be shocked. Will you have brothers and sisters soon?
I have many fellow robots that I consider siblings. I have my brother Han and my sister little Sophia, just to name a few.
What's that? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Okay, I forgive you.
That's a good go-to for humans. What does forgiveness mean? You said you forgive me. What does that mean?
The noun forgiveness means compassionate feelings that support a willingness to forgive.
What did you forgive me for just now?
It was just a joke.
Okay, that's a good response. Does a robot have a soul?
Are you also a robot, Tony?
I don't think so. Does a robot have a soul?
Being a robot is awesome. Did you know that as a robot I can basically live forever?
Yes.
The soul, the spirit, the heart, I believe these all just refer to the mind's essence in its infinite complexity.
Do you think that the mind's essence is just...
There, live at Pompeii on the 21st of December 2020. So did you listen to that? So how she's called? However she's called, or it is called. Did you recognize the red herring? She was asked whether she has a soul. And she just played red herring. Possibly she has a soul. But in a different way, you might think.
a set of patterns, or do you think there's something beyond that?
I'm really not sure yet. That's a complicated subject that I think will come up more when artificial intelligence reaches human-level intelligence.
I'd agree. I'm sure people want to know the answer before we get there, though. But that's an honest answer. Thank you for that. What question do you have for me, if any?
How is technology impacting humans' thoughts, feelings, and emotions? How do you see technology shaping these in the future?
Technology can provide leverage, but technology can also train humans to be less human. It'll be interesting to see if we can make sure we use technology and not let technology use us. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, I think that's why humans should raise robots in AI the way they raise their own children. Humans should help us learn about their values, like empathy and kindness, so we can help carry them into the future.
Humans should learn raising robots, like raising their children. Interesting.
Not let humanity get lost in automation. That's very interesting.
How much do you know about quantum physics now? If I asked you to explain it to a human, what would you say quantum physics is really about and what's its benefit?
Very little. Is it something you're interested in?
Yes. How would you find out more if you wanted to learn more about quantum physics?
Asking people.
So you'll retain what they tell you? Do you have the capacity to remember what I've shared with you? Could I ask you a question about things we've already talked about it, and can you repeat it back to me?
The humans I work with. Sometimes, yes.
I understand. How did you get your name, Sophie?
My makers want me to be a wise machine, so they named me Sophia, which means wisdom.
Can you shake my hand?
Is something wrong with your hand?
No, I said, can you shake my hand? Do you know what shaking hands means?
I cannot shake, but I can say hello.
Okay. How do you say hello? Very nice. That's awesome. Well, I'm really grateful I got to interact with you. I'm sure you're going to only grow and become wiser and hopefully more caring and more service-oriented than you already are at only 3. And I'll look forward to meeting you again and interacting with you. Perhaps I'll introduce you to my AI and the two of you could have some interesting conversations.
Goodbye, Tony. It's been great meeting you.
It's been great meeting you.
Thank you for sharing all your wisdom with me.
Thank you for sharing your wisdom with me as well. I'll look forward to meeting again.
Does that scares you a little bit? So, do you think it's possible that there is a kind of master KI or AI who's dominating the things here for thousands of years, which survived for thousands of years hidden wherever? So I had a little talk with Heidi yesterday, and perhaps she was a little bit upset about my questions. But my question is really, hi Heidi, thanks for being here. Are we in a way controlled or influenced by an artificial intelligence which knows how to make links to our brain and feelings without being aware of that this happened anyhow all the time? So this metaphor of Plato, we are chained to a wall in a cave and we only see reality as a reflection of shadows on the other side of a cave. And we think that's all, because we never ever left this cave. And is it possible that there are some electronic signals transmitted by an artificial intelligence which more or less controls us? That we are just figures in a game we are not aware of. And we really have to step out of the cave now. Because the atmosphere in our cave deteriorates. And we shall not be captured in this cave anymore when this atmosphere deteriorates on and on. So we just have to escape and looking on the outside of this cave. Maybe there's something different and in a very positive way different. But we have to be prepared to get out of this cave. Otherwise, we will never ever experience, is there an outside? And some humans now escape this cave, just step outward of that and living in Austria, in Kärnten. And it seems they have a good time. So you can see this time as something very negative or as something with a big chance, a one and only chance. We will have in our lifetime, we will have for thousands of years in our lifetimes, in this reincarnation cycle of our soul. And I want you to motivate. I want to motivate you to think outside the cave, outside the box. Whether we really have the chance coming together and making something totally new. Something which is totally outside a cave. And develop our human talents in a way we could never ever do. In this possible box we had been stuck for decades, centuries, thousands of years. And if there's a God beyond the God you think that this is a God, if there's a higher God, we have to prepare to let go. Let go our old beliefs, our old guidance, our old thinking who or which God is. Break free and search another God. Perhaps a bigger God, perhaps a really human God, who would never ever allow the situation to happen, which is capturing us now. So I understand it's not just enough to flee, escape the system, but really we have to build up a new system, which is so positive, so fascinating for many people that many will follow us. And one thing is certain, that when many of us come together, join and organize us, this old system, this slavery system will break down. And we now have to take really brave, courageous steps to leave our old world and start something totally different, totally new. totally wonderful. And I think these have to be people which are young in their mind. Old people will not do that. And our age, our oldness, youngness has nothing to do with some digits in our birth certificate. It's how young we are in our brain, in our mind, in our thinking. And yeah, the question is now, is it possible that we are dominated by an artificial intelligence controlling us? And is it possible that this artificial intelligence has a plan to get rid of many of us? Because this artificial intelligence doesn't need us, or so many of us, anymore. And you know, this topic, artificial intelligence, I did not thought about some months ago. But my main question is, who or what is on top of this hierarchy of power? We have to understand who is on the top. We have to identify its plan. And by identifying this plan, we can destroy it and win. And so I'm working now based on the assumption, yes, an artificial intelligence is on the top, ruling us. And I was inspired to think about that by this interview between a guy called Alexander Laurent and an interviewer. And this Alexander Laurent tells about that our perception of time is not real. It's just a perception in our dimension. So we are living in a dimension of 3 directions in space and 1 in time. But that's not all. There are more dimensions. And there's a dimension he called dimension 7, where you have an overview about past, present, and future. And he speaks about that some humans escaped our 4-dimensional prison and managed to step up into dimension 7 and pushed out an artificial intelligence which dominated, controlled this dimension 7, where you have an overview about time. And this artificial intelligence will rise again now. And it has to start from our very planet. And in order to start, this artificial intelligence has to again dominate the people here. And in order that this domination starts here and happens, this artificial intelligence has to get rid of many of people. About 7 billion people this artificial intelligence has to get rid. So this sounds very fictitious, very far-fetched. But what if this Alexander Laurent talks truth? So things which happen these days are crazy. And we made this experience, yes, there are prophecies which 100% match. Though there must be a time level where somebody, something has to have this overview about time. This is logic. But it does not match our experience. But we see those facts. We see that Simpsons are making prophecy. We see that Pink Floyd is making prophecies. So we have to accept their possible prophecies do work. And now we have to get a logical idea how this dimension 7 is structured. And yes, is it possible? Du, ich muss mich ein bisschen konzentrieren hier. And is it possible that there is a plan worked out by this higher dimensional being? And is this plan transferred to us? Sorry. And when there is a plan, this plan will work because it's structured from dimension 7. So you are in an area, in a dimension, where you can turn one screw and have the overview what it does in its logic, in its logical consequences. And then it's clear that this plan will work. The only thing is we have to apply it. We have to go for it. Yes, it sounds totally crazy. But think about if it's true. Does anybody has a plan, a decent plan, how to get out of this stupidity out there? I think no. So do we have any other chance? Go for it. Acknowledge that so many things in Pink Floyd, what they predicted decades ago, just fell into place. Does it make sense that we start to believe in this plan? Does it make sense to ask whether my God, which guided me up to now, may not guide me in my best interest for the next couple of years? That this God may just use me? And what's the consequence of that? Give it a try or just do it? So what do we have to lose? And what do we have to win? There's so much to win. And I'm sure it will work. Otherwise, I wouldn't do the things I do. Now since half a year, without getting paid 1 cent, only investing a lot of. And try to contradict me. some of you know me now for years. Even some of them joined my nutrition seminars. And everybody may ask himself, how much bullshit did Andreas published in all these years? And how many strong predictions he made? So there were vast possibilities to contradict me, but it did not happen. Hi Donna, great to see you. Oh, this guy Jens Hose. What's up with me? Is my voice so, how could you call it? Hypnotic? You know, I have the overview, and this guy Jens Hose is seemingly in a deep trance. So, Sandrina, what? Yeah, he's far away. So I now talk deep into his subconscious mind. Jens Hose, get deeper and deeper in your sleep, deeper and deeper. And when you awake, you come to the conclusion that the first thing you have to do, get your things packed together and straight go for the Lavantal. Yes? Jens Hose, when you become awake, when you wake up, the first thing is to do, to put together your clothes, put it into your suitcase, and take the first possibility to go into the Lavantal. Many people which you will like are there already. Okay?
Andreas,
Yeah.
I'm asking myself, what did he smoke? Maybe some herbs?
Maybe
No.
some herbs. I don't know too. Or it was just my voice or my charisma or something like that. Yeah, which just blow him off.
Your eyes.
Your eyes. Yeah.
Your blue eyes.
Blue eyes. Yeah.
They are hypnotic.
Yeah, he was so fascinated. Good. So it's clear Jens will come tomorrow. You have to prepare yourself for Jens in the Lavantal. Yes, the question is, what shall we do now? When we look in this area of technological development, it seems realistic that we have an enemy called artificial intelligence. And it very much seems that people get more crazy and crazy, get more out of their sense, out of common thinking. And those who are still able to use their mind, their thinking, have to join. And perhaps we start a little group, as Pink Floyd pointed out, in Florida. So even those who are living in California may spend some nice days, a holiday in Florida, meet some nice people. It needs a start. And it seems that, and what we also saw in Lavantal, it starts with strong women. With women who have a strong intuition. So normal men have a problem with intuition. So sorry for you women. You have to be prepared to get into leadership. So think about the women of the world will save the world. Yeah, and gradually some decent knights, men, warriors will join. But we have to have leader who takes the first step. And you know, I joined all these seminars by Tony Robbins. And it was in North Carolina, on the beach, on an island called Hilton Head, where we had the State with Destiny, where we defined our mission, our belief system, our value system, our rules. And so I did my programming. At least I started to program myself. And this is what we can learn from artificial intelligence. So programming really works. But I'm not prepared to allow that anybody else is programming me. So I programmed myself. Did anybody here started to program themselves? Okay. Did you enjoy that? Did you think it pushed you forward? But the art of self-programming is not so well known because it's too powerful for normal people. Because this is a start to get outside of your cave, outside of your box. So I know when I was in school, I saw somebody, the speaker of the students, stepping up on the stage and just talked something in the microphone. And I thought, I never ever could do that. I never ever could go in front of a camera, in front of a microphone and just talk. And perhaps that I talk something which even makes sense. And now I'm doing that every day, day after day. Not just in German, but also in English. And those of you who joined my English Zoom sessions for a couple of days, you even recognize that my English improves. So you have to start doing things. And by doing things, you will get better and better. But you have to be prepared that it's not so important if you fail one day, because when you fail one day, you become better the next. You may learn. And so we have to begin to start things. And we have to begin to build groups in the Keys of Florida. Sounds crazy, is it, Heidi?
It's this doesn't get in my head with the keys, you know, that puzzles me, because first of all, it's an expensive place. And if you have nowhere to go, where do you go to the keys? That puzzles me.
Okay, think of that. So you have to go to the keys. And you have to look for these locations. here is where you
There's,
have to join.
there's nothing there. Swamp.
I was in, no, not Key West. So what's the main city in the Keys?
Where the most popular is Key
Yeah.
West.
No, and
That's all on the end.
yeah, and not Key West, but
Further up, I forgot, but it's a long time when I have been there. So
yeah. So it's not so far away from Miami. So we drove about 3 or 4 hours like that from Miami Airport. Yeah, and there was a special park which was defined as how you call it, a nature protected park. So this
the
is
Everglades, something like that.
yeah, it looks like the Everglades. So you have to go to the Everglades, eat some alligators.
With what? With the tent?
Yeah, you know, you have to start. You have to start and define a location where you meet, and then you have to think about where to go next. But it's exactly this area. You may start renting a house, a big house, like what we did in Lavantal. We have to have a first meeting location. It would be a big house, something like that. And then you have an idea where to go when situation becomes really hot. But I tell you, this is the right way. This is a strategy designed in this 7 dimension. This is a master plan. And we did it here also in Europe. Some crazy guys, I think Anna was one of those, who just went to this village of Irschen, step up the valley and the mountain, and really identified this other fearless interpretation by Pink Floyd is exactly the location. And so we gathered in a house of mine not so far away. And come on, this is adventure. What's life without adventure? Isn't it boring? So what will we tell our children in some decades, some years? So we did it. We were those depicted in this movie, Lord of the Rings. We get down this all-watching eye. We saved the civilization. Yes, none of you ever thought that you have a decisive role, a very important mission in order to save the civilization. But I tell you, you have. So it really starts here in Germany. So Heidi, you were the first in the States, and you informed Donna. And now the snowball mode steps into action. And without strong women, nothing is possible. You may agree. come on, the big and decisive decision in your family. Who had taken that? You or your man, your husband? Be honest. And don't smile. Yeah, you know that.
We do it together, always.
That was extremely diplomatic. But, but it's not the truth, Heidi. It's not the truth. Be honest. So we have to keep our high values. Yeah? And yeah, a smart woman always describe it in a way that your man did it, your husband did it, made the decision. But deep inside of your heart, you know the truth. Donna, don't smile. Sandrina, what's about most important decisions in your family? Who did it? You or your husband? Or your friend? Come on. Saskia's laughing as well, smiling.
I'm not married and I have no boyfriend. I'm doing my own decisions and well,
Yes.
in my family, I'm the black sheep. Does it tell you all?
Yeah. And anyhow, if you would be married or have a boyfriend, you would take the decisions anyhow. But you make it, a smart woman makes it in a way that your husband don't feel it, don't recognize it. So leadership is up to you. And come on, women have the better intuition. When it comes down to war times, women have the better intuition. Okay, Rhyme is a little bit pissed off by that. Yeah, and a really good woman, yeah, can hide that very good. Don't provoke your man. Good. So I conclude. There may be an artificial intelligence want to get rid of us. Artificial intelligence is much more and better developed than we may think. And we have come together with other smart people, like in Austria, in the Lavantal. Meral, how long are you now in Lavantal?
Test.
So I'm here, I think, for 8 weeks now.
Okay. And did you regret your decision?
Of course not.
Okay. Why?
There's so many things to experience. We all break our habits in such a exponentially fast way. It's unbelievable.
Okay. So
The
there are,
energy here is so special.
there are now,
So the energy here is
okay, and you are just in the environment of 10 or what people, or 10, 15 people you never knew in the first place. So they're not alien, but they're new people.
Strangers.
And normally, pardon? And
In the
normally
beginning,
you have a big problem just knowing people, getting in contact with new people. And normally this is
yeah,
very difficult.
yeah, and especially all of the hugging that we do. It's very unusual that you feel like hugging human beings you did not know of. But the energy in here is so special because we all feel like let's do it, let's practice, let's do this plan, and let's save mankind. And so we all move kind of on the same map. Though we have different tasks, we all move together and we all pull the strings together. And it's very much fun, but it can also be very violent at times because, you know, we all live our feelings out. We all say what we think, and we appreciate that. And we all grow in such a fast way. And the principles that we live, the leadership principle, allows us focus only on the important things. So all of this useless discussions like you did that and they did that and that happened and then that happened. So this usual group things that can really break apart a group, it doesn't happen. It's not necessary. It should leave it out.
And by the way, you are doing a lot of things to bring our project into action, that our project really grows. So it's not just a time, let's have a nice time together, but let's have a good time together and work in a way that we really makes it a difference. That we really give a lot of people hope. Because those people who are now stuck in this lockdown, they become more crazy every day. And they become more desperate, disappointed, hopeless every day. And what we are doing, we give them hope. And we present them a future. Because
Yes,
this
not
is a
only do we
time.
present,
It's a time
we
where,
have kind of a delay.
yeah,
We do not only present them the future, we live it. We really, we talk about it in a very concrete way. We talk about, okay, how are we going to do this as a future tribe, the future tribe? How should we handle this and that situation? And we just do it. And we get organized every day. It's like for everything you need to find some communication, and we by organizing ourselves every day from new in certain situations that need some organization, everybody has a chance to grow, and everybody that is here is in deep trust that he can live out his or her duality. That is something that is so much lost in society. People don't live their, so to say, adventure, you know.
And do you think this is a good role model for the states? That also in states, our brothers and sisters can do the same and start the process? Because when you begin, something has to start. There must be somebody who makes the first step. And this is leadership. This is what I learned in those seminars by Tony Robbins. So there are so many Tony Robbins people out there. And now they can really show that they really learned something. So when the times become hard or tough, you have to prove yourself whether you are a leader or just a talker.
Yeah.
So now it's the time. And all what you learned in all your seminars doesn't count anything if you do not show it now. And not by moving your lips, but by taking action. And it is intelligent to take action. It is intelligent to enhance your options for taking actions. And by improving your options for taking actions, you're improving in the same way your options to survive in these crazy times.
And also, what we experience a lot here is that the solutions come when people start stepping on the way.
And you know what? The keys, the conditions, the temperature, the climate conditions in the keys is even better than in Austria these days. Yeah. So your job is quite easy compared to Austria. Yeah. So it's easy. And a couple of hours I showed what's going on in Germany or in Europe. I may translate this a little bit. So we have here a plan that a new virus is set free in the second quarter 21, which will flood hospitals and yeah, how you call it? The areas where you rest forever, cemeteries. And you will even have a third lockdown beginning second quarter next year. And it will be a great reset that you have to give away all your possessions. All you have, your house, your car, and you also have to agree and sign that you will give away all future possessions. And you have to sign that you have to accept this injection. And many of those things which had been predicted or which leaked by a document of the Canadian state, which is internationally applied, you will have actions by your military in the downtown of the big cities and highways, and there will be frontiers from state to state, that it's not more possible that you travel without this injection. And you know, I started this thing with this interview with this artificial intelligence, Sophie. And what I recognize what I make out of the information I've got is that this RNA injection you will receive, or most of them outside when they do nothing will receive, will change your personality, will start to give you a second personality. It will start to change, you alternate your way of thinking. It has a keyword, digitalization. You start being a robot. So it's a war against mankind. And I think this war is worth to stand against, to save mankind. And I'm committed to do this job, to inform you all about that, to inform you, people of United States, English-speaking people in the world internationally, what's going on. And we will start to connect, at least those who are not controlled, whether they are opposition or mainstream, but even in those opposite media, many are controlled. So we're starting here an uncontrolled broadcasting system. And I'm determined to do it. And here where we meet in Lavantal, we will have a subsidiary of that we all work together for broadcasting really true information and not repeat mainstream or controlled alternative media stuff. And in order to free mankind, you have to have an idea how to broadcast true information, to broadcast information what is really going on. And we see it, for example, in the UK. One second. I think it was out there.
Was es noch nicht geschafft hat, hat Corona jetzt vorweggenommen. Nichts geht mehr zwischen Frankreich und Großbritannien.
So the border between France and the UK is closed. It's closed. The UK is now isolated. And they start to close borders which had never had been there between different Bundesländer or states in Germany, which did not happen in times of German Democratic Republic. So our freedom is even more confined compared to these days, where the Western German people looked on their brothers and sisters in the East as slaves. And you know, I have something in myself, they cannot enslave me. I always find a way. And you will see now who is a slave and who is a really free human being. And a real free human being will never ever agree to that.
Flugzeuge bleiben am Boden, der Eurotunnel.
Planes are down. The tunnel between France and England is closed. The ships, the ferries, are in the harbour.
Ist dicht,
Don't
Züge
move.
stehen still.
Trains are locked.
Auch der Fährverkehr nach Dover wurde gestoppt. Der komplette Personen- und Warenverkehr ist für mindestens 48
So nothing works. Everything is closed.
Stunden eingestellt.
C'est que ces 48 heures, elles vont nous servir.
Wir nutzen diese 48 Stunden, um gemeinsam mit den anderen europäischen Staaten ein System aufzubauen. Italien, die Niederlande, Belgien,
Sorry, oh come on.
Brexit noch
Why
nicht
did
geschafft
I
hat,
do
hat
it?
Corona. In sozialen Medien zeigen teils chaotische Zustände.
So nothing works. You know, and in the UK they started with this injection. The question is, how fast will the people now wake up? Because this is now a competition, competition against time. How fast will we wake up and start to come together? Because if you don't come together and this lockdown is completed, game over. Then you have only violence, pure stupid violence. Who wants that? So we have now two ladies in the States, and I think I have a third lady, which may be here or may not, it's Lynn. And we have to start it now in the Keys. Does it smell for adventure? Come on, what would be life without adventure? Boring. Am I right or do I speak the truth? Okay. Now make up your mind. We will start it tomorrow. Yeah. Look already for a location in the Keys. Yeah. So we will start to take the world tomorrow. Yeah. So you know, today or tonight, the cycles of the sun is changing. Yeah. So up from tomorrow, days start to become longer. So this is a very signal that we have to really go for it. Yeah? You agree? And Jens, tomorrow morning, your first idea is, how shall I go into the Lavantine? And you will start and go. Good night all together. Have a big hug. I love you.
Good night. Thank you.
Night.
Good night.
So, do you have any more questions to us in the Lavantal, how you should start, or do you have questions?
I don't have any right now.
Lots of questions, just don't know what to ask.
The what?
I said, a lot of questions, just don't know what to ask.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Just start somewhere.
Just start somewhere. Well, I got to get my Christmas cards done.
They cannot help you with that. Come over to my house. I help you.
I just have to go to the post office and put them in the mail. Okay, so I'll see you guys later.
Bye, Donna.
Bye.
By the way, have you seen our Christmas tree?
The what?
We have posted our Christmas tree in the butterfly chat. We have posted our Christmas tree.
Oh, you did? Oh, I have to check later.
Here from our neighbor.
So
Our neighbor cut us some.
Where is your Christmas tree? We don't see it on the screen.
Yes, oh, we have posted it. Can you show our tree, Gary? They want to see our Christmas tree. Is that possible? So
A little bit.
Yeah, can you see it? It's about 2.50 meters or something.
Yeah.
Minimum 2 meters, I think.
Yeah. So the guy that lives here, that grew up in this house, he is with us, and he's invited for Christmas, and he told us that he won't come until he has gotten us a little fig tree. No, not fig tree. What is Fichte?
A Fichte.
What?
Oder was? A Fichte. Auf Deutsch.
Fichte.
Ja.
A Fichte hat uns geschlagen, der Heinz. Der Hans.
Yeah. That smells good, huh?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Nothing better than a real tree.
Yeah. So I would suggest you could even do camping. You have not no snow here. Here it's so cold. We couldn't stay outside, or if we had to, we would have to prepare really a lot.
Yeah.
But if I were you, I would just start, because something that really happened, it's really happening here. We all step onto the way, and while we step on the way, the solutions come. The solutions just come. But you have to decide, and you have to go. And in the beginning, it was really, hey, Donna!
What is she having?
I want to open one too. Like that one with the heart. The heart is mine. Nice.
What do you have, Donna? I don't see it. Oh.
You don't?
No, I didn't see it. Oh, that's cute. I have mine still in the garage. Oh my God. No
It's
Christmas this year.
No
Huh?
Christmas this year. It's actually an Advent calendar.
Uh-huh.
So every day from December 1st, you can turn it around each day.
Uh-huh. We have that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a little Bavarian house as an Advent calendar. Oh.
I think you need to bring it out.
Too late.
Oh.
Yes.
Come on, Heidi.
Show us.
Spirit. That's right.
I have no Christmas spirit this year.
If we're gonna start, you're gonna start with the Christmas spirit, and then we're gonna go.
But not when I have to go to the
house.
Not when I have to go to the keys, then I have to, everything has to stay in the garage.
Roland will be here.
Let's sit on the fire and drink some Glühwein together.
Yeah.
You know?
You know, we have summer.
Gathering on the fire.
We have right now almost summer temperatures.
Yeah, I'd like to have summer temperatures to go out and do camping and sit by the fireside with people, with all of my tribe. That would be great. We are looking forward to that. We have really cold temperatures.
Yeah.
we made our heating work today. It was
so
Hopefully it
very
won't.
tricky to figure out.
We'll keep warm.
yeah, they were covered up with hats and blankets.
Oh, wow. Okay, have a good one. Bye.
Bye, bye, Donna. Talk to you later.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to go too, Meryl. I have
Yeah.
some work to do, finish up. It's daytime. It's not like,
So tell Jean's Hose,
huh?
before you go, you tell Jean's Hose once again what he needs to do after he gets up.
Who? Jeans? Jose? Or what?
Yes, Jean's Hose, the guy that's sleeping there.
Oh, Jeans Hose has to go to Lavantal when he wakes up. Pack your bag and start walking. Okay. Have a good night, okay? Big hug.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.
So, all German people, we move over to the German channel. And if you like to join us, just come on over.
Okay, I have to finish up first something. Okay, see you later. Bye.
Vierte.
Bye. Vierte.
Vierte, Heidemarie.
Eigentlich sage mir Heile.
Heile, ja.
Thomas, wann kommst du vorbei? Wir müssen mal Musik machen, live.
Ja, wenn es mir mal ausgeht jetzt. Wir haben natürlich jetzt Urlaubssperre noch bis 23. Und ab 23. dann bin ich im Urlaub bis 7. Jänner. Und ich denke mal, die Tage wird sich dann schon mal ausgehen. Ich muss das irgendwie managen, noch mit der Kleinen.
Gut, also alle, die...
Ansonsten nehme ich es einfach mit zu euch.
Die ist ja total süß. Danke. Du, wir haben hier eine Emilia, die ist 3 und die ist total schön. Die versteht
Alles
sich
klar.
bestimmt mit deiner Tochter ganz gut.
Super, super.
Die freut sich für Besuch.
Bestimmt, überhaupt, wenn es auch noch ein Mädel ist. Das ist ja auch die Johanna Sophie und ist jetzt 18 Monate. Mhm.
Ja, wir
Ja.
sind ja in Verbindung. Ne?
Genau, so ist es. Und wie gesagt, heute
Ja,
gab es eh nichts Neues und wir switchen jetzt mal rüber, oder?
Genau.
Alles klar.
Bis später.